What's happening, fishing friends? Welcome to another episode. Today we've got a good old-fashioned unboxing, and we're not going to waste any time. We're getting right into it with a company that I love, a company that has been around for quite some time, that I've talked about, the whole pocket rocket, their stick bait, which I still to this day think is my favorite stick bait ever. They've got these which are relatively new for the size. The lure itself is not. I've had some people that have asked me, have you tried these? I had a couple packs of the small ones. I found one of them. Don't know where the other one is, but this is their Shiver Glide. This is the 5.45 inch. And I got a couple of colors that I believe are new. This one is called Lab Rat. You can see it's this kind of gray, milky-ish color with like a blue tint up top, a red like highlight tint to it, kind of like a rosy, and like this pearlish belly. You can still see that red highlight through it. It's an interesting lure. If you've never seen this, I guess that's maybe better there. It's got this forked tail with like a kind of stabilizer deal in the middle. Interesting shape to it, and what's really neat is to make it more lifelike, they've got a couple little side fins on it. So popping this around in the water, I want to rig it just a weightless jerkbait, so I hope it's got enough salt in it to sink decently like a Zoom Fluke. I don't want this to float. I want it to fall down. You can see it's kind of got this pivoting type head deal, and that's not going to really matter once I get the hook on it, but there's different things you could use this for, some of the smaller sizes, but that thing's got a ton of action to it. It is a good lifelike profile, so I want to throw this around as just a weightless fluke style bait. I also got the all white with some flake in it that they call white trash. I got a little bit of white trash in me. I've lived in a trailer in my life, so hey, why not? I like that this is just kind of like your standout white glitter color. You know, can mimic all kinds of different bait fish. There's lots of different things that are white. I like that one. And last up, the electric shad. They didn't have the shiner color, which overall is, oh my gosh, in the skinny dippers, that color as like a paddle tail, my favorite. I've had so much luck on that. This is close to it, so it's not that like tannish brown. It's a little bit darker top. It's got some flake in it, like that bluish green flake, which looks really good, kind of gives that shimmer in the sun. So again, good natural bait fish profile look to it, minnow look, larger size. Now, I also found a pack of these that are in the 4.25 inch. So just so you can see the profile there, this is definitely a meatier, bulkier presence in the water. This is a smaller one. This is an owner head. This is not meant to be like hover rigged. I don't remember what this is. I guess it's my white trash version of it, fitting that we were just talking about that. Kind of my put together version of this because I'm not in the hover mid-stroll game. So I rigged this up, figure we'll just pop this around, see if we can, you know, in more open water. Obviously an exposed hook like that, not going to do well around wood and stuff, but on grass edges, in the more open water, popping this around and letting it fall just to see what this looks like. I think it's an interesting little bait. Next up is another new lure coming to us from Heddon. Now I will admit, Heddon's a little late to the party on this one, but they've got their own plopping tail style, you know, whopper plopper, choppo type of bait, which is awesome because I love Heddon, man. I've thrown Heddon since I was a kid. It's one of the OG oldest brands out there. But I'm excited for these because I've literally just been saying the past few weeks, man, I haven't thrown a whopper plopper type bait in a long time. This is very cool because it's got like the little hole in it. I think it was Savage Gear that had one similar to this that had the hole, and it leaves kind of a different little bubble trail back there. Will it make a difference versus like a regular popper? I don't know. This one I noticed is a hard tail, so it's not like the rubbery plastic of a whopper plopper, so it should have a different sound. The choppo and the whopper plopper have a different sound to me, if you've used both of them. This one will be interesting. It's more of like an oblong. It's not completely round, so hopefully this one's right and doesn't tend to roll. Some of those I know will tend to roll, but it's got the free spinning tail back there. That's what's doing all your plopping with that hole in it. Should be interesting to see. And I do like that they put an oval split ring on the front of this. That way it's not getting caught in between where your line goes through where you put the split ring on. I like the oval ones. So that is the, what do they call it? The spinning image. Back in the day I had the spitting image, and I think the swimming image was like this same shape but with a bill on it. And I've got the old ones that are signed by Bill Dance, or the, you know, the Bill Dance signature was printed on them. Super freaking cool. But it's cool to see them coming back with some of this older stuff. This is the translucent, what do they call it? Bluegill Fry is that color, so kind of like a translucent bluegill. This is the bone color. Always got to have a white bone topwater. I've got the all black and white one, so like your loon color and the whopper plopper. I've already got that one tied on. I was going to take it out and try it. This is like your citrus shad. So citrus silver is what they call it. So your citrusy orange chin, some chartreuse, and then that green and blue. Your chrome black back that they call the black shiner. And blue shad, which is a cool one. Kind of your more translucent bait fish look, white belly. The back is transparent as it goes up into like a gray black back. So good colors on those. What else do we have here? Okay, sticking with some little swim baits, 6 cents. Now, I don't think these are super new. These are new to me. I don't remember seeing these come out, but I posted on Instagram. People are like, oh, I've been throwing them, yada, yada. So they must not be brand new. New to Debo, because I guess I missed this one. As you've seen recently on some of my videos, I'm trying to expand my horizons, right? Trying some of the BFS stuff, and I thought this would be a really cool, a little bit bigger on the BFS side, but perfect for like bass fishing. That's to me what BFS is like a downsized bass fishing type stuff. I'm not into the like 1/90th little tiny micro thing trying to cast that. I'll just use a spinning reel. But for like a 16th-ish up, maybe even a 32nd up, the BFS Baitcaster has been a blast, honestly. So some of these on like a little jig head, there's other things. You could use these on a drop shot. A lot of people said this is done really well. You're going to see a drop shot video coming up because yes, I'm trying to up my drop shot game in the kayak. That color they call Pro Shad, really good looking, that whitish kind of translucent belly, some gold and blue flake up top with kind of a blue highlight back. And then this one, the green pumpkin shad. So again, close to that shiner color. That color works excellent for me here in the Midwest. That kind of whitish pearl belly, go up into that brownish kind of green pumpkin back. A black spike it marker. Now you might be asking, why in the heck would you need this? Well, for one, people use this on their braid. So if you have dark green braid, it starts to get white toward the beginning of it where it starts to wear out, you can color this over it. I didn't get it for that. I want to use this for things where I want to break up solid colors. I'm a big believer in laminate colors. So like, you'll see one here. Tramp stamp, for example, in Reaction Innovations, where it's like a black and blue top of the lure. And then if you imagine like an imaginary line, it's green pumpkin on the bottom. Lures that are two-tone, where they have like a top and bottom different color, to me look more natural. In nature, you know, everything's got multiple colors to it. You're not just, it's not just a bluegill that's a solid green pumpkin, right? They've got striations, stripes, spots on them. So I like those colors that are like a half and half. Instead of carrying black and blue and green pumpkin, I'll just throw that. Maybe that's a flawed way of thinking, but some of my green pumpkin lures, if I want to do like a dark top or some white frogs, I like to add some like striations, lines, that type of stuff to the bottom so it's kind of broken up. To me, it looks a little bit more natural. So just to use it for that, I didn't have a black one, so I grabbed one of those. Oh, forgot these. Also from 6 cents, this is the little tiny 2-inch panorama. Now again, trying to expand my horizons, I thought this would be fun on a little BFS drop shot. Or in some of those spots where you see fish feeding on these little tiny bait fish. Now, I don't know. This could be all gimmick. I could be getting took like the old banjo minnow. It's just a flat, you can see there, super flat, skinny deal that you could nose hook. Doesn't really have much you know, action going to it. A little bit of the side to side. But bait fish don't have a ton of that. So maybe this is one of those where it caught the fisherman. Might not catch the fish, but it's interesting. It's small. We'll give it a try. Oh, and that color is called Ghost Pro Shad. Sticking with the swim bait theme here, I've got some from Duo Realis. These are called the Versa Shad 4-inch. And I like some of these shad and paddle tail, you know, type lures that aren't the ribbed, round, you know, regular Kitech. There's so many of those out there. I like these where it's kind of this elongated body, more of like, I guess, what would that be, like a herring? The herring lakes have this. We don't have any of those around here, but I like this look to it where it's kind of got this longer body. This has like a nodule here that's supposed to help the side-to-side movement. What do they say? They say here, I remember reading on the description. I'll leave everything that I'm going through linked below. So if you want to check this out, I'll leave the links. If you do use any of those links below, a little kickback does come back to me to help on the channel. So I can do unboxings and such like this, do my giveaways. So I appreciate anybody that uses it. If you go somewhere else and shop, that's still cool too. But these have a nice look to them. And I was also thinking like a chatterbait trailer, because the tail on it's not too big. If you use a paddle tail on a chatterbait, you don't want one with a super big tail that disrupts the vibration and movement of the chatterbait. It works against it. If you use something like this, I'm a big proponent of it, like a skinny dipper or the smallie dipper, whatever they call it, little dipper. On a chatterbait is great, a good little compact profile, but it's not a big, huge thumping tail. It works with it. So these are cool. This is like the bluegill, young bluegill, what is it? bluegill flash, they call this one. There's the sexy UV shad, so it's got some of that flake in the belly of it and goes up kind of from a gray into that bluish back. Last up, the old green pumpkin chartreuse, kind of your like summer craw color. I think it mimics a bluegill around here pretty well. So now, speaking of those two-tone colors, brand new to the market, missile baits. They showed this at iCast. This is the micro D-bomb. D-bomb is one of the best beaver style flipping baits out there, hands down. And remember that tramp stamp color I was talking about? Their color is called Superbug, which would be the equivalent of it. So these two-tone colors that I was talking about, black and blue on top, take and flip that baby over and it's a green pumpkin. I love these laminates where it's got a different top to bottom as it flashes. I love that. So that dark black into a green pumpkin. These are cool. Just a very small finesse jig trailer is what these are going to be for me. You could do like a little micro BFS Texas rig. I'll probably try some of that. Like maybe 5-6 pound line, flip this thing around. But you know, for those high pressure places or spots where, you know, I'm not catching 5 pound bass all the time, you know, maybe 2 pounders are the biggest you find. Something like this, you know, if they're pressured, it's a spot, you know, in the city or something that gets hit a lot, switch into something like this. So I think those will be great on a finesse jig. I also got that in the peanut butter jelly. It's like the purple brown. I'm going to take that marker. I've also got a green pumpkin one and color that brown because I don't like brown and purple. I don't have luck with it. So I'm going to try that. And then also new, so this is a double whammy new, the micro D-bomb, but this color is new. They're going to have this in the chunky D, the regular D-bomb, and then these. This is the Alabama Bream or Brim. This kind of goldish, I guess, top. And the belly's like this pearly, pinkish purple. Just a good natural color. And just as you can see there, as this flashes, you know, things have like a light belly like that. So as this flashes through, as you're hopping it, it's got those two different tone colors. I think looks really natural. These are going to be fun. Also a little new lure here from Raid Japan. What is this thing called? Little two-way. This is in the smoke shrimp color. Kind of spider-esque bug. I don't even know what you would call this thing. It's kind of an oblong, like oval meets oval. It's kind of like two ticks. It looks like two ticks giving each other a kiss there. Ugh, I hate ticks. But it's got these little long spider legs on it. The top of this one's like a gray. The bottom is like this natural silvery flake color. I was thinking like a little BFS wacky rig. If it looks like a centipede, some sort of bug with a bunch of little legs hanging all off of it. I don't even know what this is going to look like in the water. I hope it looks cool, you know, with the rage of all these dice baits. G-Crack has the sphere bait with the, you know, the silicone jig skirting material through it. Kind of on the same line, this is just a downsized BFS type version. So you could, I mean, it doesn't have to be BFS, throw it on a spinning reel or whatever, but a little micro finesse version of that. I also re-upped on a couple pieces of terminals, some little small, tiny, look how small those are. That's a what, 45 pound? Yeah, 45 pound rated number 12 swivel compared to the tip of my finger there. Tiny, tiny. Some wacky Nico hooks if you're looking for something weedless. I really like the Ryugi. I like the Decoy, and if you like owner stuff, the Sniper Finesse. These are awesome. It's got two little wires there, you know, that kick out in a V that kind of protect the hook. Those are great, great, great little wacky Nico rig hooks. And then also, because I told y'all I'm an undercover secret drop shot specialist, I wanted something weedless. I fish around grass, wood, and the biggest thing for me is drop shots get hung up in everything. From the bank, it's basically useless. From the kayak or boat, it's actually pretty fun. I don't mind it, even though it does still get wrapped around everything, kind of a headache. But it's a great way to catch fish. You're going to see a video coming up of me doing that. I re-upped on these. I only had one pack, so I'm like, I better get some. It was some of the Robo Worm, whatever, because I barely ever throw the drop shot. But a little bit smaller if you're not around cover. If you are around cover, they've got the HD, which is a thicker wire. Let me show you here. I got them to use with these. I was throwing a pack of these the other day, and this color is awesome. Tackle Warehouse, black, blue pumpkin. Got a couple packs of these because, again, it's that laminate color and a little bit dirtier stained water that we have around here. Kind of a bluegill bait fish, I guess, kind of dark look to it. Green pumpkin belly, black and blue top. Rig this in going at an angle, and that piece of fluorocarbon there, if you can see, piece of fluorocarbon there acts as your bait keeper. So you run that up to there. That might have been just a little bit too much. Attach that to your drop shot line and then put your hook in like so, to where that tip is just barely sticking through there, and you've got your completely straight and weedless drop shot, snagless, hopefully, until you lasso the weight at the bottom of it around the wood anyway and you get stuck. But that's the rig right there. So yes, I will be throwing the drop shot a little bit more from the old kayak. Oh, also re-upped on this color too, Pumpkin Punisher Green Pumpkin with a little bit of chartreuse in it for that stained water. Some other plastics, I don't know how new these are. I got some of the little Ned fatties. I had never seen this larger size. Maybe these are newer. Maybe, again, this is one that I've missed. Shame on me. This is the Bruiser color, 5-inch. So you could fish this, I guess, like a weightless stick bait. I'm thinking of Nico rigging it like this, like a good short, stumpy looking Nico rig. See, it's got kind of a bulbous tail part back here. It does have a slit in the center. So I suppose if you want to run like an EWG style hook, just a good color. It's got like the June bug top and kind of a green pumpkinish belly. Again, those two tones, notice a trend. I like that. Also got some of those in the deal color, one of my absolute favorite colors in their lineup that Z-Man does. Can mimic a bunch of different stuff, all around good. And then I also got these. Y'all have heard me talk about the big TRDs, no surprise. I love these, but they've got the green pumpkin, black and blue, and these are Tackle Warehouse exclusive, some of these colors. So again, I'll link those below, but again, your black and blue top, green pumpkin belly. It's not as noticeable on this one. It's basically like a really dark green pumpkin, but you've got that stretchiness to it. Maybe as you stretch it, you can tell because they will lighten up a little bit. Yeah, there you can see it. More of your green pumpkin to the black. But these big TRDs, I honestly prefer these over the little ones. It seems like more and more. I run an EWG hook like this right here. These are some that my guy Jason Emery made for me. Run an EWG hook like that and they fit perfect, you can see. Just like there. So it's kind of your in-between middle, not as much a Ned rig, kind of blurring the lines between shaky head, but I really like this size. Same thing for the X-Zone, Nico Ned Zone are also good. Okay, just a couple other things left in here. I grabbed one of these. I'm a big fan of a hula grub. What was it? Back in the day, was it? I'm blanking on the name of the company. Starts with a C, I want to say. It's not Culprit. Oh my gosh. They had what was called the hula grub, and it's a soft plastic lure. So it's essentially like their version of the Rage Craw. But at the top of it, if you just run this on like a naked jig, like a regular skirted jig you would have, take the skirt off and put this on instead. Awesome finesse look to it. You just put your jig in there. It's got the hula skirt up top. So it's got all like your fluffy skirt stuff, and then your craw and back. So it's kind of your skirt, craw all in one. This is June bug color. Gosh, it wasn't Chompers, was it? I don't know. Yamamoto has one too. I don't remember what they call theirs, but this is the new one from Strike King. Oh, I love the coffee scent. My favorite to smell. Whether the fish like it or not, I don't know, but for me to huff plastics, that's my favorite. So yeah, great little finesse option in cold water. A couple swim baits. These are the pre-rigged Texas Swim Baits is the company, the Texas Shad. Got a couple of these to try. The regular gizzard shad. The paint job on these is awesome. It's got the little top hook in it there, so it's already rigged up for you. It's got, let me pull it out here, like a boot-ish tail. This is the crappie color. Look at that. You don't see many crappie colors in baits, and I don't know why. Awesome lure color. All the places around here seem to always have crappie, but you can see not extremely soft. Gonna have like a thumping tail. The tail is, ooh, that hook is sharp. Tail is a little bit larger. It's got like a little stabilizer deal kicking off of it, but throw that around. I like the look of a crappie and a shad. And then last, ending with the little finesse bait. These are the Z-Man micro worms. Z-Man has a bunch of this micro stuff. Again, as I'm getting into some of the BFS, panfish, I think these will be fun on like a little mini chatterbait. You could run like a super finesse little drop shot deal just to catch anything. It's this little spike. That's really all it is. Just this little spiked lure with their super stretchy Elastec. I think that's a pretty cool little deal. Green pumpkin. The always popular copper truce, your green pumpkin, chartreuse belly with some like orange, coppery, black flake in it. And then the always good, just straight solid colors, white and black. This is like a smoke, what do they call it? Smoke black? Yoga pants. So towards the end, it kind of gets like a little smoky, not super solid black with like a smoky black flake in it. There you go. Listen, comment below and let me know what your favorite was out of all those. I'm excited to get out on the water more. I've been fishing more this year than last year. The kayak has kind of reinvigorated fishing. Last year I went through some mental health stuff. I was honestly depressed toward the end of the year. I know I've said that, but you have to make fishing fun. I wasn't having fun at it. you know, trying to do the YouTube, trying to do all this other stuff. So it's kind of relit a fire for me. People have said they noticed I seem happier. That's good. I'm glad people are noticing that, because I want you to come here and have fun and forget about your worries and not be like, the hell, is this guy depressed? Somebody slap him, tell him to get with it. So yeah, I want to get out on the water and try some of these. So comment below and let me know. Subscribe, Fishing Friend, for the day. Got to go with Fars MD, I think is how you say it. Just recently commented on the video of me using that little micro goats. Speaking of the Z-Man stuff, catching panfish, crappie, caught everything. Said, I love the Z-Man products. That jig head looks good. That was the Mule Fishing jig head, which is like a little micro mushroom style Ned rig type head. So listen, I need to edit. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, I always appreciate the support. I would not be here doing this if it wasn't for all of you that continue to watch and support me. So thank you. Love you, and until next time.